according to some research, South Africa is the most attractive destination for migrants across Africa. Many Nigerians come to South Africa, have made this country home despite anti-foreigner sentiment and prejudice against Nigerians specifically. From Abuja in Nigeria, let's speak now to Issa Sanusi, Media and Communications Manager for Amnesty International Nigeria. Good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Why is South Africa such an attractive destination, specifically for Nigerians, do you think?
Well, after the end of the apartheid rule, many Nigerians, or especially all Africans, actually saw an opportunity in South Africa. And there is nothing wrong with that, because we are of the same continent, we share the same destiny, and we are the same people. So many people trooped into South Africa looking for opportunities, looking for jobs, and looking for, opportunity to invest and, do business and then settle there and live as responsible people in that society.
Do you agree with the previous report by Aisha Ismail that there's a bit of a disconnect, though, that our laws are quite welcoming and we subscribe to the African Union vision of a united Africa, but the reality on the ground can sometimes be quite difficult with a lot of foreigners facing xenophobia here in South Africa?
Yes, as we witnessed some years ago, Nigerians were killed in South Africa. Many were attacked, and many, had their businesses burned down. So those xenophobic attacks actually affected the image of South Africa across the continent. And although the people of South Africa always complain about, lawlessness by those who settle among them from other countries. And I am always of the opinion that, people who came to live in any country, they have to be responsible, they have to be law-abiding, and they have to respect the culture and the aspirations of the people of that society. But, and that does not in any way justify, the kind of xenophobic hatred, xenophobic attacks that Africans have been facing, not only Nigerians, but other Africans, Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, and Somalis, who had their businesses burned down, and they are being blamed by the failure of South African politicians to fix their country. I think that is wrong and is not good for Africa. Africa should look towards integration as Europe has done, and we should be welcoming, we should be one another's keepers, and we should open our doors to one another and give opportunities, and we have to respect one another. But in a situation whereby, when people came to your country to invest and you blame them for your own failure, for the failure of your leaders, for the failure of your politicians, I think that is absolutely wrong, and it will not solve any problem. So xenophobia remains, a stain on the image of South Africa across Africa, and to the extent that people are afraid to come to that country sometimes because they are afraid that because they are foreigners, they might be targeted either by criminals or people who think that, it is foreigners that are causing their problems. But I am of the opinion that, as I said earlier, when politicians fail to, take good care of their people, the blame goes to foreigners and refugees and other people who are vulnerable.
At the same time, the African Union is hoping to realize this dream of free movement across Africa, wanting to issue an African passport, that all of us will have an AU passport, that we won't need visas to visit each other's countries. Do you think that's a realistic goal? Do you think that's something that will happen easily? And do you think that the idea of free trade amongst African nations is something that we are going to achieve in the next few years?
Well, it's a very laudable idea, and every African, every black person should aspire to that kind of, all these borders that we have were carved out by, colonialists who came to take advantage of our resources, our environment, and, so our countries are colonial creations, and they are not necessarily a reflection of our history and our background. So it's a very good opportunity for Africa to have one voice, to have one people by, having the passport. But the issue is, are African leaders doing the right thing now? Are they building infrastructure? For example, if I want to go to Niger Republic, I live in Nigeria, in Abuja. If I want to go to Niger Republic, how many planes have to take to go to Niger Republic, which is just a border, across the border here, like 1,000 kilometers. So if you want to travel to Niamey, the capital of Niger Republic from Nigeria now, you have to take a plane that will take you to Togo. From Togo, it will take you to Burkina Faso. From Burkina Faso, then you go to Niamey. So this shows that, African leaders are not doing anything actually concrete to make sure that, the continent is connected. We have to push our leaders. We have to push them. Whether they like it or not, they have to do the right thing, provide the infrastructure, improve our living standards, and make sure that, our continent is safe and easy to travel. For example, when you're going to go to Mali now, you have to go through so many countries. It is even easier for you to go to Mali from Paris, France, than to go to Mali from the capital of Nigeria, Abuja. This is very, very unfortunate. It's an ironic, symbol of the failure of the African leaders to integrate the continent, to provide the right infrastructure, to make travels easy, and to make sure that, an African can move to any other African country easily and smoothly without any problem. But we don't have that infrastructure, and I think it's the responsibility of us, the people of Africa, to push our leaders to make sure that, they do the right thing, they take care of their people, they concentrate on building our own countries instead of, talking about, very grand ideas without doing something concrete to make it happen.
That's a very good point you make, and thank you so much for your time this evening. We do appreciate it. That was Issa Sanusi, Media and Communications Manager for Amnesty International Nigeria, coming to us live from Abuja this evening.